Dun 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 dun. Catch the bad guys. Dun 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 dun. Record a podcast. Dun 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 dun. Side show. Side show. Is that too much? You think?
Where's Adrian?
Yo, Adrian. It's time for the sideshow. Anyway, welcome back to the Almost Sideshow, everybody. My name is Adam. I am joined, as always, by Terry. And guess what, guys? We are breaking down Breaking Bad today.
Down a Breaking Bad.
Heck yeah, I didn't forget this time. Thank goodness.
Yay!
Yay!
But what I did forget today was get the date of the airing of the episode. But we are breaking down Season 4, Episode 9, which is called Bug. I had some PTSD of a fly episode, so I thought that's where we're going with this. Not a fly, not an actual insect of any kind, but a tracking device, which plays off what they did last episode too. But this is gonna be a fun breakdown episode. It has a very interesting ending to it, but there's some really fun things to be had here. And some good conversation as well. So, how are we feeling about Bug kicking off this episode there, Terry?
Yeah, it's an interesting ending that actually was also an interesting beginning, right? Because it goes back to how the whole thing starts, which is always kind of a fun trope that these shows will sometimes do. No, this is a fun one. It's a lot of it. You feel it's a lot of setup to what is going to be coming for the last 4 episodes of this season, because that's all we've got left. And
Crazy.
So yeah, I think we need to get into this. Let's start talking about this. Are we talking about this?
It did air September 11th, 2011. So there you go.
There we go.
We're actually talking about this.
Yeah, we're actually talking about this. So let's talk about it.
Thank you, Arkin.
Season 4, Episode 9 of Breaking Bad is entitled Bug. Hank is back with his chauffeur Walter, this time to go get the tracker from the car of one Gustavo Fring. What do they find? He only goes to his restaurant and home. And that's it, which leaves Hank even more suspicious. So he digs around and discovers a chicken farm and wants to investigate. Walt is being very careful, especially as he notices Tyrus is following him and Hank everywhere. So he stalls Hank and warns Mike. In the meantime, Walt is also keeping a close eye on Jesse. Still carrying the ricin around, Walt is starting to question how honest Jesse has been. When he puts a similar tracker on Jesse's car, Walt finds out there's good reason to question, as Jesse is getting more and more responsibility, especially when it comes to the cartel, who just seem to be sniping Gus's men to send a message. When all this is going on, Skyler is busy laundering money when Ted walks in to tell her he's being audited and the IRS will be looking into the books that Skyler cooked. Skyler can't have the IRS digging around her money laundering, so she fixes it with a lot of ditziness and a lot of cleavage. Finally, Walt and Jesse are able to have the open conversation they have been needing to have. Jesse is looking for Walt's blessing to go teach the cartel chemists the blue formula, while Walt is wanting an explanation why he spent an entire evening at Gus's house and Gus is still among the living. Insults are thrown before fists are thrown, and Jesse kicks Walt out and tells him never to return. There we go.
Yeah, what an interesting episode, especially the kind of opening and ending of the episode here. I wasn't really expecting them to actually come to blows. I know there was some high tension and questioning, and quite frankly, I didn't realize that Walter was actually going to track Jesse. I didn't actually put that together until I was like, wait, that's a red car. That's not Gus. That's kind of weird, but yeah, that was very interesting. And then when Jesse and Gus do their dinner date, it's the same meal that Gus makes for Walter.
It is.
White,
it is. And the one thing my wife noticed is Gus cut the garlic this time, so it was cut properly.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, and they made to emphasize that. I didn't actually pick up on that, so good call from your wife there. It's awesome. This was just really an interesting kind of a study. I did not care for Ted Beneke, but it just adds another little wrinkle into uh, this character and this relationship with Skylar, and then making her like obviously worried about like the books that she has currently. And he's like, you need to sell off your cars or take a lien out on your home, a second mortgage or whatever. And then he does the beat. I kind of felt bad for him at the same time, but it was self-inflicted. Like he's driving the little beat up piece. Yeah, he's driving a worse car than Jesse.
That is saying something.
That is saying, and then just the look of like, wow, you have fallen, my friend. But yeah, he kind of did it to himself.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. It was self-inflicted. So, it's a. I don't care. I didn't. Obviously, he's outstayed his welcome for my liking. But yeah, it's the season of returns. Why not just bring Ted Beneke back? So might as well, right?
Might as well.
But we do get a very fascinating with Ted Beneke. We do get this new character of Ditzy Skylar. Ditzy Skylar. Yeah. Very interesting. When she walked in, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is gonna work."
Oh yeah. As soon as she walked in, you're like, "Oh, she's gonna do that." Oh, this is gonna be good, and she plays the part to perfection.
Yeah, a little too good. A little too good. There. So, all right, what we diving into first?
Well, I think one thing that's interesting that you mentioned,
Oh yeah.
like you knew that there was tension, but you didn't think it would come to blows. And I think the fact that it does come to blows between Walt and Jesse shows that Gus is winning the game of chess, right? He has been playing this whole situation,
It's almost checkmating.
right? From giving Jesse work to making Jesse be the hero, and now like Jesse doesn't want to go after Gus because Gus sees something in him, and he actually feels like he's getting somewhere with Gus,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's kind of picking Gus over Walt at this point, which is exactly what Gus wanted, right? The only guy at this point that could replace Walt is Jesse, and he kind of is at a point where he is going to get a chance to potentially show that he can. So, yeah, this is it's an interesting development, and you are starting to see that Gus is winning the game.
He's like several moves ahead of these guys too. They might be at the table, but they're several moves behind.
Mm-hmm. All right,
It's awesome.
what's the best scene?
Best scene. Let me pull it up here. The fight scene is pretty dang good. It's very apparent that Jesse only plays one game. It's Rage. That's the only game they consistently show at his house now. Get better titles, I would say. No, that scene is really interesting. The back and forth there, but we have talked about this quite a bit. I like the scene. I'm trying to think here. Let's go back to the Ditzy Skylar scene, because how, even though it's Ted Beneke and he's trying to fumble the books, I do like how it is kind of her trying to protect what she has built up with the car wash now, and trying to make this kind of legit business with the laundering here, and but she also is very protective, where she has we have these books that I have to protect now, but my name's all over the Beneke books as well. So how do I kind of get out of that without having too much suspicion drawn towards me? And of course, you have to go with the what's the word she used? She basically kind of ignorance. It's the ignorance of the law, something like that. Yeah. So being ignorant of the law, that's kind of the perfect way to get out of it, and kind of the perfect attire she shows up in as well. And a good old what was his name? James Baracus, played by Bob Brownstein, I believe, or Rob Brownstein, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But yeah, that's a really just interesting scene that, again, I've said, like, I do not care for Ted Beneke. He's outstayed his welcome. He knew when to walk away. However, he's walked back into our lives, and I can't stand it now. So unfortunately, though, he will have if this is his last episode that he's in, this could be a lasting kind of memory of him driving out with that POS car that he has. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, as you've outstayed your welcome, buddy.
Yeah, remember when Ted was endearing? Like,
Yeah,
there was a time where it was like,
oh, hospital.
Right? Yeah, it's like, oh, he knew when he'd overstayed his welcome, and then he just kind of keeps creeping back in. No, that's a good call. That is such a great scene, and
It's totally different than anything that she's done. That it's clearly like the Matt Damon TV show. Like, what movie are you in? What show are you actually in? There's Skylar. It's totally different than anything else in this.
Yeah.
So.
Skylar is showing that she has full confidence in her scrounging abilities, because she's a survivor more than you would even realize, and she's showing it every chance she gets. Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, I have the fight scene down by. I think there's a couple other ones that you gotta mention. The sniper scene.
Oh yeah,
is such a cool moment. And yeah, the ultimate Gus power play, just walking out into the middle of the field while sniper bullets are flying around and just putting your arms up and saying, "Here I am."
And
what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and one of the biggest like OMG moments of the season, it's in the running for it. Like when they're carrying out they're carrying something out together, then all of a sudden that guy gets shot right in the face. And you see Jesse in the crosshairs. You're like, what the hell is happening? And then Mike comes in and saves the day with a great, lower shoulder tackle, which is great. But yeah,
Don't stand like an idiot next time.
Yeah,
run and such.
Yeah, perfect way to describe it. But yeah, that's definitely a big OMG moment of this season. Definitely a lasting image of him in the crosshairs.
Yeah,
both of the characters actually.
So the other one I had written down that's more of a subtle scene, but it's such a cool scene, is the scene where Jesse's cleaning, right? They're cleaning up the chicken farm. They're getting rid of all traces of everything because Hank's going to come sneaking around. And he's bent over, he's spraying it down, he's wiping it up, and he just starts talking. And Mike just stands there and lets him. It's like, are you going to kill Mr. White's brother-in-law? I mean, it would make sense if you did. I mean, he's in the way. He's making himself expendable. But if you kill him, you got to deal with Mr. White. He's not going to like that. And he just starts playing through the entire scenario. And Mike's not saying a word. He's just letting him talk. And you kind of get an idea that Mike is listening and going, okay, you actually know what's going on. And you are fully aware, and you're a lot smarter than you look, kid, because you have seen every angle of this. You understand every angle of this, and yeah, you can be trusted because you get it. You get it. You might be the guy now. Yeah, and that's just such a cool scene. It's just that one steady shot. Nothing changes. It's one take, and he's just working through the whole scenario in his head. And Mike doesn't have to say a word because he's spelled out what exactly is going through Mike's head, what's going through Gus's head, and what the scenario is.
Absolutely, really good scene there too. Yeah, that's just you can just see the kind of the pain in Jesse's face as well, and it plays. Now that we know the ending of the episode 2, it's like even more kind of heartbreaking in the Jesse thing. He was actually fighting for Walter in those moments, in that conversation with Mike. And then now they're at fisticuffs because, Jesse's not necessarily sharing everything either. They're both kind of keeping their cards to the chest. Mm-hmm. And, that's why communication's key, folks. Communicate. But you can only do so much communicating when you're being watched 24/7 essentially.
Yeah.
Which is tough.
All right. The Ken Wins Bogdan Douchebag Award goes to
Kind of the cartel, man. They were trying to clean. The guys were trying to clean up. Then all of a sudden, you just crashed a party. It's kind of the cartel here.
Yeah, what's his name? Gaff?
Yeah, I think
so. Like that guy's a savage, man.
He's a stickman too. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
We've already said that before.
Yeah. I mean, you're skipping over the obvious answer here of Ted.
That's obvious.
I think that goes without saying. That's who I had written down was Ted. Walt is kind of being a douchebag here too, especially when the dead body gets rolled in. It's like, how did he piss off Gus? You know, what did he do to get a box cutter? And it's like,
the sniper, because he doesn't know.
You don't understand what just happened. Shut your mouth and get a barrel. And if you ever call the cops on one of my guys again, you can get 2 barrels. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't
understand that, because are they going to cut him in half and put him in 2 different barrels? Why would they?
No, because there'd be 2 bodies.
But if he would have called the cop, is that what are we talking about? If you call a cop on one of my guys again, you should get 2 barrels.
Yeah, so because because he'll be a second body, and so they'll need to get rid of 2 bodies.
Who's the other body?
The guy who got sniped.
But he's already disposed of. So if
it was as they were bringing him in to dispose of him.
Okay, all right. I'm maybe nitpicking. Okay.
You're not understanding the context of the situation here, man.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, Pinkman, Stickman. I went with the guy who got sniped because he definitely got it in.
He got it in.
He and out.
And out. In and out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The old in and out.
Gus does have some cojones on him though for walking out there like that.
Absolutely.
But mine, I'm gonna go with the asshole DEA agents, because they're always poking around your junk. That was the line. The asshole DEA agents poking around at your junk. So there we go.
That's a good line.
It is a good line.
The best new face. Hey, that's Danny Trejo. There's one, maybe 2 options.
James Barakis.
Yes.
Auditor at law. No.
I love this. I think I know what's going on here. Okay.
All right. You are
Teddy.
You are sleeping with your secretary.
As he rubs his thigh, or as she rubs his thigh. I mean, it's just.
Hopefully you're not around anybody else's book. I'm a cashier at a car wash.
I mean, when I plugged it into Quicken, nothing came up red. So that's good, right? You use Quicken.
They just gave us cash and I just wrote it in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good guy.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Who was the other guy? The possible other guy.
I was looking at the cast list and, the sniped.
The sniped, yeah.
And then there's another guy who was billed. There's 3 different people billed as car wash customers.
Oh yeah,
I don't know who they are, but they're billed. So
they're billed.
They're one of them was credited. 2 of them were uncredited. So
there are some people that walked in, and then she mentioned some other people. Thank you.
Oh, I love that scene too. Like she has to talk her way through
to make herself her conscience. Yeah, actually really good. Take this receipt to your car care professional. Yeah, care professional. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Your Gomi minor character.
This is a little tougher one. Yeah, let's go with Gaff. I think he's pretty good with a shot. Sniper rifle. He's obviously just trying to scare Gus, but it doesn't really work. We've already mentioned he's a stick man. Yeah, he can shoot from with the best of them. Yeah, minor character, very minor. scene here. Just kind of a little quick little smile, but hey, ladies dig the smile. So there you go. Yeah,
That's a good one. That is a good one. I went with one I've gone with before. I'm going with Tyrus. He
almost went there too.
every time he pops up, I realize just how much I like him more than Victor, because Victor was just like he was just this intense guy about always ready to explode, and Tyrus just looks at everyone like, I am completely unamused by you.
I'm so above this.
Yeah, I am above this. You can tell like he has been trained by Mike because he has a lot of Mike qualities in him.
Yeah, a lot of Mike-isms. Yeah.
Yeah, like if he ever looked at Walton and just said, "What are you doing, Walter?" Like you would understand. But that's the look he gives him all the time, especially when he calls the cops on him. He's just looking like, "Really? This is what we're gonna do?" Okay. Where like Victor would have tried to pull him out of the car and beat the crap out of him in the middle of the street.
Probably.
But yeah, Tyrus is just cool. Like he's cool. He's suave. He completely is uninterested in all the drama that everyone else is trying to throw out there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, Cowhouse, dumbest thing said.
I have a few things here. What do you watch? I watch Ice Road Truckers. What is that about? They drive on ice. Truckers drive on ice.
They drive on ice.
Yeah, guys drive on ice. That's a good one. We have to mention Hank's horrible singing of "Eye of the Tiger." That's a pretty he's not good at karaoke.
Yes, we also have to mention the fact that in our opening you did not sing "Eye of the Tiger."
It was the Rocky. Yeah, it was Rocky.
Yeah, but he sings "Eye of the Tiger."
Correct. And I did
bum,
Rocky.
Bum, bum. Get the bad guy. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. I messed up then. Well, why did I write Rocky theme down? And then
because it's Rocky. It's Eye of the Tiger from Rocky 3.
Okay, so it made sense. This is why we have to record on the same day we watch the episode. I know it's gonna make sense now. Anyway, I mean, you guys don't know that. Anyway,
I just let you go with it.
Yeah, just let me keep digging my own hole there. Yeah. I actually like this line. He said, "What is that chicken slinging son of a bitch doing all day?" or something like that. That's a good line.
That's a great line.
Son of a bitch. That's a good one. But I think Jesse's the equipment. What happens if the equipment is in Mexican and not English? That's a dumb thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's what I'll go with. What if the equipment is Mexican, not English? Yeah, Mexican's not a language, bud.
I think you stole all of mine. So
well, sorry.
I'm indisposed. It's really out of control. Quite explosive. Bad Tex-Mex.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There must be really bad Tex-Mex if it's going to take a day or two. Like that's good. A guy this clean must be dirty. That was a good line.
Oh, that's not a bad line. That's a good line. That's a good line.
Yeah. You didn't order anything and remove suspicion. We'll go through the drive-through.
Oh, but I wanted a vanilla shake.
But yeah, no, I had the Rocky stuff. What if it's all in Mexican? And I've always been really good with numbers, right, Teddy?
Yes, I do.
And whenever she mentions Quicken,
yeah, the Quicken.
When I put it into the Quicken,
it was good. It was all red.
Yeah,
good one.
All right, problems outdated. Anything?
I'm surprised. I think we mentioned this. Like, so Marie's car is blue. It's a blue Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden it's blue?
It's always been blue.
But I remember that from like the first. But wouldn't it be purple? Like that's the only thing that she substance she just have that's purple.
They don't really make purple cars unless you get a custom paint job. She doesn't strike me as a custom paint job person.
True.
At the same time, everything else in her world is purple. So,
well, one of my wife's funny comments.
Or is purple.
One of my wife's funny comments this episode was when Marie's like already accusing him. It's like, oh god, we have to get any more minerals or rocks or whatever. We have to sleep in the garage. She's like, oh, she's already knowing what that she's already preparing herself that her husband's going to spin
geode.
Yeah, geode.
Oh, that's another good dumb thing said. It's like, ready to get your rocks on? See, this is also Sky code for strip club. I knew it.
It's a good one, yeah. And that's why my wife was like, "This is great." She already knows her husband. But I think the biggest, like, the only really big flaw that I had is after they, the guy that got sniped or whatever, they didn't strap the barrel down at all or secure the barrel at all in that empty truck.
Oh, good call.
So I'm like, they just close the thing and have the guy drive off. It makes no sense. Like, that thing is especially has some kind of acid in there that it will eat through the truck if it spills. So not strapping that, strapping it down, it would be make no sense. So stupid. That's not OSHA regulated. You need to strap it down. Use your straps.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Secure your load.
Midlife crisis moment.
So, speaking of securing your load, explosive shits, guys. Stomach issues are bound to happen, especially with bad Tex-Mex. That was just a beautiful setup. I couldn't ask for a better setup than that. Yeah, explosive shits. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple days to get feeling regulated again. So,
yeah. And even Hank is like, all right, you don't need to go into more detail.
It's like, oh, explosive shit. Yeah, I get somebody else. No big deal.
Oh, I get it. You don't need to keep talking.
We don't need two people with diapers on.
Yeah, we don't need two people with diapers.
That's right. That's a pretty dumb. That's
just another good thing. Like, Hank had some great ones.
Yeah, he did have some good
even
lines.
though we were making fun of like the Rocky theme song, and this isn't a spy movie, it's more like Rocky. Bump, bump, bump. Get the bad guy. Like, that was just like awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
Hank's back, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hank is back. All right.
I've
got a couple things here for midlife crisis. The whole thing with Jesse in the final scene when the fight happens, of having that moment of, do I know what I'm doing? And just questioning everything, like, okay, they think like I'm an expert, but am I? And of course, Walt goes into his douchey mode again and telling him that he is a screw up and he'll always be a screw up and all he can ever do is screw up, which isn't necessarily the case, but that's what Walt says when he wants to insult Jesse.
They put him down, put him in this
put him in the place that he is always, everything is always told him is where he should be. So that's one thing I had. The other thing I had was, I feel like, and this has kind of been me all the time, but more and more, like, as you get older, I relate to our peer, who might also be a teenager, Walter Jr. He doesn't want a big party. He just wants a quiet night with a couple friends.
That sounded so nice, actually. That's so good. You don't want a party. You just want to, like, what do you want to do this weekend? Nothing. Just want to stay home, do nothing. Just a little dinner. Yeah, no big deal. It's a good call.
Yeah. So I like that one.
It's a good one. I like that.
LVP of the episode.
Binnicky. It's Binnicky. Ted to the capital T to the E to the D. Ted Binnicky. He's the LVP of the episode.
That's good. I've got a couple things here. Geo Metros, like, that's an outdated thing too. Like, is there even a Geo Metro still on the road? Like, I would love to see one, because like that is a blast from the past there.
Geo Metro. The vehicle. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. What Benecke's driving.
Yeah. That. That's like the car that the seatbelt goes and it like secures itself.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good That's a good one. What was the other thing I was thinking? It's gone. It's gone. I lost it. I just thought of it, and now it's gone again. So I'll just stick with Geo Metros.
Nice.
MVP.
Okay. Turning a profit in the first couple of months of a business, that's not a bad shout. Granted, it is probably laundering, but yeah, that turning a profit is
I think
always,
she's saying like the legitimate business is turning a profit.
yeah. But then she said that then all of a sudden they show her ringing up 3 orders that are
Right, but
not.
I think she's keeping track of which ones are the legit and which ones are the.
Okay, well, if it is like a legit, like she's turning a profit with her legit business, that's pretty good. That's like really solid, especially for like a small business and new management. Maybe Bogdan is just really douchey when they had new ownership. They're like, oh, we're going to go there for our car washes now because we just couldn't stand eyebrows. Could be it.
What did Marie call them? The eyebrows of death or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I thought of my other LVP, by the way. My other LVP is selling Hallmark greeting cards at a car wash.
Oh, behind her, yeah.
Behind her, like what? I don't know.
Customer's always right.
Yeah, my MVP though, definitely. They're called boobs, Ed. It's a quote from Aaron Brockovich, but I mean that she was totally Aaron Brockoviching that scene there, and MVP right there. Like even when she's checking the books, like she leans in and shoves it in as close as possible to the guy's face.
He said shoved it in.
Yeah. So that MVP.
I didn't realize the camera can zoom. Yeah. Yeah. Good call. I think that's the rightful winner. Boobs.
Did the camera zoom without even moving?
I didn't know this was a TV show. Anyway.
Well, we're going to have an interesting conversation, I think, on what we think is going to happen next, because there are a lot of different things that need to go through and a lot of different directions this can go. But first, the Walter White body count is at 1 Emilio, 1 Crazy 8, 1 Ken Winscar, 1 Custodian's Career, 1 Tuco Hideout, 1 Lock, 1 Uneaten Burrito, 1 Paper Towel Holder, 1 Back Door to Jesse's House, 1 Love of Jesse's Life, a few burned $100 bills, 1 Pepperoni Pizza, 1 Career in Education, 1 Meth Making RV, 1 Beginning of a Galeful Friendship, 1 Fly, 2 Kid Killing Drug Dealers, 1 Gail Bedecker, 1 Fateful Bottle of Wine, 3 Laundry Worker Jobs, 1 Walter Jr. Dream Car, and 1 Pinkman Living Room. I think that definitely belongs on this list. And the Jesse Ass Kicked count has a new addition. We're counting it. So his the ass kick.
I would argue 1.5 times goes up, honestly.
Because he almost got shot.
Well, he got tackled by Mike.
Yeah, that's not an ass kicking though. Like if he had gotten shot, sure, but
the body
he was saved from it. Anyways, the Jesse ass kick count is now at 9.5, the half being for self-emotional harm. And that means that he now gets his ass kicked once every 4.4 episodes.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll see him get his ass kicked at the season finale, it sounds like. So, all right. Maybe. Only time will tell. And Terry's not telling.
Love to see. Well, what do you think is happening next? What's happening with Hank? What's happening with Gus? What's happening with Jesse? What's happening with Walt? What's happening with Skyler?
If Skyler pays for Binnicky's stupid shit, that would be really frustrating. Okay? Why would she look underneath the house at all the clothes? And it's keeping her up at night. Okay? And what kind of car are they going to buy their son that's going to be nearly as good? Is it going to be a Geo Metro? I don't know. It could be. It's used. Probably Binnicky's because he needs the money. Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen. God, oh God, that would be horrible.
Let's just buy Binnicky's car off of him.
Hey, give him a bike.
$400,000 for a Geo Metro. There, now pay off your debt.
It's an antique. Oh God, that would be horrible. That was a horrible way to. Wow. I never had that thought until right now. Anyway, I kind of want to see that happen in a way now. Oh god, that'd be hilarious. No. I think I really don't know what the Walt and Jesse stuff's going to be. How do they get back from that? Like, what's the conversation with that? Because I don't think Jesse is going to attempt the Gus thing anytime soon, if at all. Now, and then if he goes to Mexico with the cartel, that's going to be another interesting dynamic. And how does Walt explain the punches and the beating up? Unless it'd be kind of funny if Tyrus is outside when Walt walks out, so he knows of it. That would be, and he just gives that little smirk. He's like, "Huh? Who needed the cops called?" That would be funny if like Tyrus was sitting outside.
Tyrus is sitting outside, flips open the phone. Want to report a domestic disturbance?
That would be great. That would be really good.
He wouldn't do that because that would just screw everything up. But that would be.
It would, yeah, but it would be funny. I want to see another sit down with Gus and Walter because I just feel like Walter's is kind of be on the outside being in. He's becoming this character who's making a lot of rash decisions.
You're never gonna see him again, Walter.
Yeah, unfortunately, but he's making a lot of rash.
But then
decisions.
he did. He has made a lot of rash decisions,
and which is it's in a way very frustrating. But I guess if you put yourself in his shoes, you can understand some of why he's like that. But at the same time, like you don't want to be. He's pressing Jesse so hard to try to kill him with the ricin, but we don't know timeline. So it for all we know, it's been a couple days that this guy had these things have happened, and then you want to immediately try to go in and kill. It takes time. You don't want to the moment of surprise is key. Like it sucks, but patience. But I
get the feeling it's like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it could be a couple weeks. But you also, I guess, too, if you're feeling like your life could be on the line too, like especially he can kill anybody whenever, you want to try to have it happen before you die. Preferably, it's always a good rule of thumb.
Gus is the anaconda, and he's about to get crushed, and everything is feeling much more urgent.
Yeah, even though the show's been out for so long, and you unfortunately when you're on YouTube and stuff like that too, you're scrolling through things, and so they know that you're into Breaking Bad. You see clips and you have to fast forward them real quick so you're not getting so spoiled. Because what's funny is a clip popped up of her and Ted Beneke going over the books with that Baracus guy today. I'm like, I hadn't seen that clip ever, and I've seen it twice in 2 days. It just randomly came up on YouTube. I had never seen that before, so I was like, "Oh, I'll watch it again. I'll watch the clip again. Might as well." Boobs. Anyway, it's just, like I said, we're getting closer to the season finale, and it's harder and harder not to just continue the journey and just continue it.
It's gonna get harder and harder.
Yeah, I bet. I want to see a confrontation scene. I want to see Gus and Walt in a room again. I want to see what the resolution of the Jesse and Walter thing happens to, and we need Hank off the walker at some point too. Before all things are said, he needs to be off the walker. So that's where my rambling thoughts went. It maybe not coherent, but it's something I want to see.
I like where you're at. I think you addressed everything and where they could go.
It is. But it's so many years old now, and it's still something that I just don't know where they could go. There's so many different options, and that's the beautiful thing about. I'm surprised I wasn't spoiled on a lot of different things. I may know how it, ends, but I don't know how we get there. So that's how, if that makes sense, because I think that's a pretty obvious possible spoiler that happens. But at the same time, it's how we get there. I have no idea of anything. So I'm excited for continuing So bring it on next week. Let's go.
I like it. Well, there we go. That's our episode. I like where your head's at.
Well, good.
Oh, it's
well,
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
You
I know. I know what the next episode is, and oh my word,
is this the episode we have another guest coming on?
oh yeah, next week.
I see. I remembered something. So next week we will have a guest.
Yay!
And guess what? Yeah, welcome back, whoever it may be. You'll have to tune in next week to find out. We know, but we won't tell you till next week. Well, when we break down Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he's gonna ameliorate this podcast again. Sit and spin.
Style.